anybody. Like us in this room, I wouldn't be talking like this because people will look at me like, bitch, who the fuck are you? Like, you're crazy. And they'll look at you like I'm weird and like, yo, this bitch is crazy. Conspiracy. No, like it's not even about that. So as soon as you enter a room, you'll know the energy and you'll know like who to speak, like how to talk and how to, you know, like you can't just give your all to anybody. And once you enter a room, you'll know that, and you'll know the frequency, and you'll just know how to shield yourself and how to go about it.
Yes, man. But how could you let? Oh, one more time. I just want to ask something like that. How could you let glory slip from your mom? You gotta catch love. Concise, multifaceted glory. As I sit in PF Chambers.
I'm sorry.
Y'all gotta catch.
I was highlighting the other pages on the side.
Yeah, you know what's up with that? Page 46.
You went mad far, bro. You went mad far.
I ain't gonna give you the whole thing. You gotta catch love. Concise, multifaceted glory. As I sit in PF Chang's, I think industry or industrious, fulfilled by getting my shit done. I sat tall knowing no one will ever meet someone like me. Never see me in my space upon your understanding. But I'll have me, and I'll always have me. I'm Jiggy Fly. Duality, complex, but understandably relatable. I'm dope as fuck. One time, hey, I'm dope as fuck. Everybody say it.
I'm dope as fuck.
Yeah, long.
Big movie. Yeah, long.
On page 56.
Thank you for telling us.
Yeah, I got you. So like, you know, I love the conversation so far. Like, we definitely here to heal bloodlines, heal our generations, heal our timelines. And I like what you said about making sure we get it out, you know, and if they accept it, you know what I'm saying? Like I guess I'll give a personal anecdote. Like, I'm going through something like that with my pops right now, cause like, he's like, oh, what you doing? Like, they talking about, let me see the bank stubs, the pay stubs. I'm like, yo, bro, what we got? Oh, hoodies? Oh, we got paintings. Yeah. We got things, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, they ain't gonna get it, cause like you said, they came from the hard work, the grind, and all that. So it came, and shout out to Cindy, cause she be blissed. Like, we was chopping it up here one time, and they was like, oh, you could stay over, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the couch is dead type shit. But I ain't listening, so I went home. I saw on the main avenue my dad's car was parked. So I'm like, I already know it's gonna be something. You know, like, I already knew it was gonna be something. So I park, and I'm hungry, so I'm like, man, I don't care if they sleep. I'm about to just go look for some cashews or something. So I get it, I'm making a bunch of noise. Here he comes groggy, t-shirt, underwear, like, oh, what you doing coming home at this time? I'm like, bro, like, man, let me get the ball, bro. So, you know, shout out to Aries, one time for the Aries.
Yay, baby!
So my moon sign is in Aries, so I got a little testy.
Me too. Right?
So me and him going back and forth, and I was being a little disrespectful, so you know he just charged at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was about to go to blows. Yeah. I just grabbed his hands and we just stood there in the infinite dance of eternity. Right. You know? He like, don't disrespect, you know? I'm like, I'm not disrespecting you. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But it's like we trying to heal the bloodlines. Like, they might not get it now, but they gonna get it. Right. They gonna get
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Alright, I'm Caribbean. Yes, ma'am. Very proud. I'm Haitian. Okay, I see you in the room. Okay. And the thing is, I was the only one who went to college between all my siblings. So there's that pressure where it's like, okay, you're the only one who seems to have reason. Oh shit, they telling me.
I gotta see it. I wanna see it.
They're telling me that, yo, you're the only one who seems to have the reasoning of how this shit works. And it's like, damn, I went to college, but I'm not an engineer, I'm not a computer science guy. I went to art history because that's what I love, and I expanded it to music, and I am a DJ. And I'm in this space right now where I'm taking my craft to a more serious and professional stand where I value and I represent and I'm proud to be a musician and an artist. And it's so tough to communicate that to your parents without them feel like you were being disrespectful. You were being too arrogant. You know what I mean? Type shit like that.
Like
and
you know better.
I think it's exactly, and it's important to understand that whatever it is that you want to do, if it's really valuable to you, you will get where you want to be because you value it, because that's precious to you. So if you want to be somebody that sells, I don't know, fucking...
Soap?
There you go.
Exactly, as soon as that.
You want to be somebody that sells candy for $2, $1, 50 cents.
But that homemade shit clear your skin up, though.
Okay? Come on. It don't matter. It's all about, this is what I feel like makes me feel like I am. I exist in this world.
Yes.
You know?
And that's the most important thing, bro.
And you're happy.
Yeah. And you're happy.
And you're happy.
That's why
you're not miserable
I
waking
feel like
up.
we want so
I gotta
much.
go to work.
Okay.
No.
Why you waking up?
I don't want to do that. Yeah, yo. You want to wake up and say, yo, I'm about to make some soap for this guy.
Okay. They about to get cleaner than a motherfucker. And that shit is beautiful. I think that shit is beautiful. And I know that shit is beautiful for me. I hope it is for you.
Yes.
Because when you're in this world and you do what you love, it is out of purity, it's out of authenticity, it is out of good energy, and it brings you somewhere higher. It brings you to a greater understanding of who you are and what you're meant to do in this world.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
It's the channel messages for
Yeah, for real.
The different energies. I love it. Oh,
It's making me want to think twice.
I feel like it's
Taking
also
y'all
just
to a
like
big.
the growing pains of getting into adulthood. Like we're at this stage where it's like, all right, I gotta make decisions for myself, but our parents, they grew up in a different time where they were adults right away, right? So all their fuck ups were it was just I was just trying, I was just doing it, you know. And now we have to be so super conscious of everything because we have them on us, but then we have the fact that we're adults and we get to choose and we get to
We're
pick
more open,
and we get to do whatever we want to do. So I think it's like that weird duality, but just coming to terms with the ultimate fact that like I'm an adult, we're adults.
Because
I can make
dude,
the
they were
decision.
just trying to survive.
Respect us.
Right.
Nah, and that's the biggest difference is that they was trying to survive.
And we're in a different
Bro, we
space.
not that we don't have to like survive, but like we
Give us the chance. You gave us
we're in a
this.
better position than they were.
Exactly. You gave us this. Give us a better. Give us the chance to be more.
Give us some grace.
Amen. Yes. Yes.
It's like we don't
Like
have,
they're gonna
we
read
have
his
the
butt.
chance.
No, I love it.
Yo,
Yeah.
What? The channel messages? That ass. Yo, what? I forgot what page I was on.
Now we on page
56.
56.
Okay.
You already know. Like,
Hey.
She following now. We all on it like. I don't got a book, but
I just want to, like, the last generation, like, they had it wrong, like, but I feel they didn't have the opportunity to actualize themselves. They didn't have the opportunity to fully embody who they truly were, you know what I'm saying? So,
Still in survival mode.
yeah, still in survival, reacting, not responding.
the last generation grew up in the crack era
yes.
and around the Reagan era, so it was different games.
Different,
You know, people fell victim and never came back from there.
Right.
there was a lot of rules, and now we're starting to like break rules and be like, we don't have to do it that way or whatever.
Yeah, facts.
It's not one way to do it.
They addicted to tradition.
Yo, and the fact, and
know
just to
what?
say this, go ahead. You go first.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead,
So
go
forget
ahead,
what
go
you're about to say, but I was gonna say that we all as human feels like when we recognize our traumas, it allows us to protect ourselves.
Yes.
But then don't let your trauma be a projection of yourself.
Yeah.
Or other people.
Or on the
Or
okay,
your children.
okay,
You know?
exactly.
Because we could go through, our parents could go through traumatizing shit,
Mhm.
but we all are humans and we all have the responsibility to not put that on the next generation.
Yes.
No matter how bad it was.
Yeah.
Example, right? it was a lot of bullshit happening with R. Kelly, you know. It's fuck R. Kelly for the nasty shit he was doing. But he didn't have to put that on people. He could have stopped it with himself.
Right.
Yeah. He knew that was bad.
Right.
Yes.
He knew it was bad because it made him feel nasty about himself.
Yeah.
And he projected that on children.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yes.
Yes.
We should have recorded. This should be a podcast.
It should be a podcast. I told you.
God damn it, you should have had a mic in here, god damn
And
it.
I told Andrew, I want to take everybody that's here. I want to take y'all to. I'm from Harlem, but I want to take y'all to Jersey where we do.
Okay.
It's a bigger spot, but I feel like this intimacy, like just being able to like read and just respond and answer and say what we gotta say. This intimacy right here is what we need the most. You know, we can take it out to bigger spots, but we need to keep this. We need to keep ourselves like grounded and ourselves like high spirited, you know, and it's just beautiful. I love it.
It's amazing.
It's amazing for real.
Shit.
I even lost track of time.
On page 56, and it's like
page 56.
early in the new evolution. They say that life happens when you lose all hope of it. I'm wondering where do we go to place passion? I'm asking in the act of what's your acting while we acting? Isn't life the pattern of decisions and actions? And what's inside when there's incisions? They call that the practice. In the atmosphere of information, in the information age, I will hope people be rushing to divulge what they've restored in the mind. And the restoration of it. ISO in my tone off melatonins and endorphins. Materialistic it seems. I want diamonds on my coffin or to be one once again amongst the ash. Isn't boxes used to hold a stash? But doesn't hold and keep it stagnant. Hold until the chest guards up and tricks up sleeve. The beef between Wendy's and getting Mickey D's. And while those are options. Bread on the table doesn't come in form of loaves, but in being told to go kneel on rice and not throw water on the stove. So yeah, go and tell me of our souls. For then our ancestors' heads roll. Page 66. Sheesh. Don't downplay where you at. It's the majestic. It's the majestic. Be aware for something extraordinary is happening. We try and build industries. Playing chess, be enterprise. We own chess's mapping. Perpetual motion. Determinant of eye contact's amount. You either form your head or let your jaw become part of your neck. Don't talk out the side of it. Worrying about the snowballing of an idea. I hold everyone highly. For all of us to be doing what we're doing. We try and build foundations with nothing but hearsay tools in the cabinet or soil for the dirt or color to the ocean. We magnetize on wavelength, in other words, become real on reality. We talk in allegories, forgetting all now is part of our story. We, the ones that let the kids go back to school after they shot up the school. Who let crack explode the community even after the baby was shot. Who let rubbers hanging on windowsills hold the disease and the ice at the same time when we melting. Why we certain about the hate but question where's love? Knowingly suppressing shit when we are the layout of everything. We all the mitosis. We all the fastest swimmers. We all the thought.
Nah, you really nice.
We all do this to get recorded.
Holy shit.
What you meant by that?
And I wanted to speak on that too, like, because everything was thought into existence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we are the very thought. That's what makes us God. Because God was it's all a thought. That's what it is. God just is. It's not trying to define it. Our brains can't fathom it. It just is, just like us. That's why we're multidimensional beings. Because that's just us. We just exist.
Amen. Amen.
Every day through our thoughts, we creating our reality. Once we align with ourselves as souls and spirits, that's when we could be like, oh nah, I choose this reality. You know what I'm saying? But it's like our thoughts is what is giving us everything. Like, so we gotta make sure we on top of our minds. But on page 73, We're not gonna be too much longer, but if y'all vibe, you know what I'm saying, we vibe.
We here with you. It's your show. It's your show.
You speak of proclamation and lamentation. Where you foresee, seen mystic man of corral and sand. Who are you to deny who you are? The of is and is will be is it. So, you speak of a running around of vernacular, and yet, what you speak, what do you say? Is it of a code of ethics? Hygiene is top priority. But what downrodden existence do you flirt with? You covet, you crave, you desire? You think to feel, to never even hope to give? Or do you know well if you did, have you done, and what have you? And of the passings of time past, what has passed you by? For Gazelle spoke of wasting time and get it together. In the future, she had you in mind, but you didn't mind. I will proclaim and place the frame or windows pane for what a sight to see, sign, significant signature, and in it, what will be your mark of good heart and valor? Of purple on crown, and in mine is the spoke of the sage, mystic, magi, mankind, sweetheart. She had you in mind. Well, figure the rest out, and in it, figure there's nothing to figure. So what must be done of self-sufficiency and sovereignty? You're playing a game that requires more respect than that. For is it a game or an experience that must be mused or wiser and appreciated? Have you received or taken? No time for, if ready or fine, do it refine. Of a sophistication. How can you build a nation when hoping for the destruction of the nation? Is it nature all you see or have yet to be seen? And in seeing yourself, do you look through or look in glass again as sand, again as water, elemental? What should be, shouldn't be, for it is it a prism or rhizome, Tetris or tetrahedron, translucent, transcendent hedron, wand and wind, and what will you cast as the sky? The pieces are put together through form and void. On page 79. Affirm for affirm. Who has some favorite affirmations that they like to say out loud? Like some quotables y'all go by? Like
low aspiration is sin. My favorite aspiration quote ever. Because somebody said, "Wow." Because if you're gonna do something, do it to the best of your ability. You wrote this book. You didn't slack with this book. You put out clothes. You make art. You do it to the best of your ability. You made that to the best of your ability. Nobody's gonna change nothing in this life, and nobody don't care what you're going through. You just gotta keep your head and your focus on the goal, and then do that shit. Low aspiration, son.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I am a bad bitch. Because
I ain't gonna say the B word. You are attractive. You are attractive. You're not the B word. You're attractive.
It's good to be humble sometimes, but sometimes you gotta beat your fucking chest and just.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. All right,
wake up in the morning.
You do know. Sometimes you just gotta beat your chest and be like, I'm the shit. And I am, no offense, I'm sorry that you don't like that word, but I am that bitch.
Yeah.
And, and that's how you gotta walk through the day sometimes, even when you feel like shit.
You know what's crazy though? It's crazy how we feel scared to feel that.
No facts.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing I've learned is habits are a reflection of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you like to do, whatever fuels you is what you should focus on what represents you in a way. Because for me to be here in this space, in this time, because that shit is crazy to me. I'm a kid from Haiti. I'm gonna keep saying that shit because that shit is crazy, yo.
Yes.
I don't have asphalt everywhere. I don't fucking have big ass buildings. So to come in here is like, wow, oh shit, that shit is different. Like super different. So to recognize, even through all this confusion of where am I and who I am, I still like to draw in the afternoon though. That shit makes me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Type shit like that. And that's who you are. That shit is personal to you. That's your life. And to figure out if you are that bad bitch or if you are that real ass nigga, I suggest you start here because that's where I started. Maybe it'll work out for you too.
Let's remember why Kanye is so hated. Because that man has so much confidence in himself and will convince you.
That's the affirmation. Nobody. Be yourself, for me, that's the affirmation. Always be yourself.
One of my favorite affirmations is the universe responds to your vibration.
Yeah.
So whatever you put out is exactly what you're going to get back.
Exactly.
If you want more love in your life, you got to emit more love. If you want more light, you got to emit more light. That don't mean you won't tap into that energy when you need to tap into that energy.
Right.
That's where boundaries come in, but that's where that creating your reality comes in as well. The universe responds to your vibrations.
Man, let's give it up for crowd participation.
Can I throw an affirmation in there?
Yes, please.
Kind of touches on what this queen was talking about when she called herself a bad bee, and then my Haitian brother in the back saying, you know, it kind of feels bad to think that way. I think what it is that we don't want to be arrogant. We don't want to act like we're better than people. We come into these spaces and we're all vibrating on the same level, right? And you go out and you see your parents, or you see your other friend that you know for a long time, and they're still stuck in the old mindset. So you're like, damn, you're not on my level, and I can't mess with you anymore. And there should be an affirmation I say that helps me a lot when I deal with that I don't want to feel like I'm better than you. I'm just at a different place in my journey than you are. Is I am not better than anybody, but there's no one better than me, and there's no one like me.
Right.
So we are all unique. Remember that. We're all unique. And that
We all equal.
Stay humble.
Nobody's inferior.
Right. You still pump your chest because you're unique in your own way. It doesn't make you better. It just makes you unique and separate.
There's a difference between confidence and confidence.
I feel like now is when we're thinking more, like breaking out of like the animalistic. Because I always try to think like how we relate so much to animals. So like how, you know, your parents, like, you know, having an alpha in the house sort of thing, like how they find it disrespectful, like you are the little one and you're trying to, you know, say something to like, they take it like, oh, they think they're better than me.
Going against that grain.
Yeah. And I don't know, I just always try to like connect like how we're so much like animals. And you know, now we're questioning things and like seeing things differently. But like the whole traditional mindset is like just habits that we've had like for so long. Just naturally, we have like things naturally embedded in us that, you know, we just, we will have to actively think about it and work on it to like break out of that. But naturally, humans do the same things as animals.
And embrace that animal in you, because I feel like capitalism and white rationality is what kind of suppressed that, and now all we care for is really useless monetary things that keep us from loving each other. So let that animal live in you.
Even going back, like, so like the parenting she was talking about, like I realized like the importance of like when you're raising someone, like to give them that freedom of choice, freedom of thought, you know, freedom to just be, freedom of being, you know what I'm saying? Like to be you, because you realize like your parents have like a big effect on you in like multiple ways in one. So certain shit will stick with you for a very long time. Right. Restrict you for like be very good pushing. Like there's like grown ass adults, like 30, 40 years old, still stuck on shit that was said to them was like a 5-year-old. So it's like you really gotta think about things like that and just, you know, how it affects you and how you can like stop that for the next generation, you know what I'm saying? So that's not a thing for them. They can fully be themselves from birth, you know, until growing into wise adults.
So being present is important because the past is the past, and that will never be again. Like that is gone, doesn't exist. So what they saw when you were 5, that doesn't even matter. It doesn't exist anymore. You know, you have to like it. Not that you have to.
It could be self-fulfilling prophecy, though.
Huh?
Yes. I said it could be like a self-fulfilling prophecy thing. Like if a father is calling his daughter like a hoe or a bitch, you know, I hate that word, or whatever, right? Like degrading her, she might grow up believing that and then turning into that, like having a baby when she's young, which happened with my father and my sister. But my father like put a lot of things on me. Like when I was young, I was illiterate. I didn't know how to read, and I got left back twice. But now looking, I got my master's degree now, and I'm like doing good shit for the community. So it's like, I guess different strokes for different folks. Like you just have to have belief in yourself, you know, to like go against what people say about you. And put your 100% in. And then when you put your 100% in, God gonna look out. Take God first.
Can I just ask one question before we start again? Like, how do y'all allow yourselves not to be like phased by other people's energy? Like, I feel like that's something like.
I think that you have to, and I don't say this in a way, I don't want it to be taken.
Talk your talk.
Nah, say what
fuck you talking
about.
I think you gotta learn to deal with low vibrational people and situations in a high vibrational way, and that's how you bring high vibrations back into your space. If that makes sense.
Or you could just
when you're in, I don't know, when you're like in it and you're dealing with it, you get maybe that primal thing back and you kind of want to jump on it, or like I said earlier, you want to give them the keys. You're like, this is it. Like, hello. But I think if you just, it's a new thing, because it's like, it's not something we've been taught. It's not something that our parents knew. So it's definitely going to be different for everybody. So the way everybody beats their chest may not be the same, right? I may say I'm a bad bitch and you may not like that, or whatever it is. It's different for everybody. Everybody moves different, but yeah, just dealing with low vibrational shit in a high vibrational way, that will bring high vibration back to you.
And look at the person who's telling you that.
Right.
If they have to degrade someone else to like feel a good way about themselves, it's like, do I really have to listen to what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you're 40 years old talking to a 20-something-year-old about, oh, why you're not doing this? Like,
Hello.
I'm gonna just keep doing me. God got me, so I'm gonna just keep doing me, and you're gonna be mad. Shit like that drives me.
Like if you catch yourself if you say something, and you catch yourself listening to the person and just like, what are you talking about? And I know it's funny, but it be like that. Sometimes you just be like, what? Like, you don't even make sense. Like, you're not even saying something of what the topic that you were just talking about. Like, why is it that you even brought up that question? So your energy, your spirit is just gonna be like, what the fuck? That's your key to like, all right, you know what? Keep going more up. And like I said, like, you can't worry about other people.
Or it's
you can be, you like me, like I try to help people as much as I can, and that was my issue for like 3 years. Me trying to give people the fucking answers and this, and it's just like, they just don't take it. You can't spend your energy on that. Unfortunately, what we can only do is pray, shield ourselves, and just stay together. Right. You feel me? Like that's.
You say pray for like people that's down with you. You better than me. I can't pray for someone who's down with me or like, says something. I can pray.
Not better than you.
I think that
in the aspect of you saying pray for that person that has low energy. Like, no, I'm gonna use that to motivate me to do what I gotta do.
Okay.
Then I might come back around you and be like, hey.
Or you can look at it like,
but I'm petty, like little petty
that's
shit.
okay. And that's okay. We're human. We're human, and that's okay. Like, for you to do that. But you're gonna get to that point where you're gonna be full of love, and you're gonna be full of care, and you're just gonna be full of peace. Your cup is gonna be so full of peace, you have no hate to give to that person. And it's a beautiful thing, because you can never go back. And it's just, there's nothing bad. There's nothing you can do to me right now or say to me that's gonna hurt me and get me in my feelings. You know why? Because my shit is like up here and down here. But you don't let them know that, because that's just a process. You can't let them know that, because they're gonna look at you like, oh, you think you're better than me. Just like what they were saying, oh, you're better than me. No. It's just, you gotta let it go, and you just gotta keep it moving, and you'll know who to speak to.
And I think it's also the knowing that you don't know shit in a way. Like if you're looking at all right, are you gonna trust a hairstylist with fucked up hair? Are you gonna trust an esthetician with fucked up skin? You know what I'm saying? But that person may end up being the fucking best hairstylist in the world. They may end up being the person with the best skin in the world. You don't know. You can't tell the future. You don't know what is or what is not for their future or for their life. So we may sometimes look at people like, damn, I wish I could give you this, I wish I could give you this. But maybe sometimes I think that we don't even realize that person already was fucking born in the fifth dimension. That person is already past us. and doesn't even need to go through all the work and all the spiritual shit that we have to go through to get to where we just don't see it because we're looking at it through our lens, through our perception, but maybe they're already past that shit. I don't know.
And if someone is being negative and doubting, you just kind of remember where this might come from and like kind of pity that in a sense. Like don't hate them for it, understand where it comes from, and embrace the privilege and being hopeful and really believing in yourself. And that's where you get your positive shit.
What I learned recently, this is the most valuable lesson I've ever learned to this day. I learned this a couple months ago. That's basically what she said is to, and you, what you said, is to do everything with love as much as you possibly humanly can at every single moment, no matter what this person is saying or who's doing what or whatever.
Because you don't know, you might be talking to the highest fucking being right now, thinking, and you looking at them low because they may not have a house, they may not have.
They may be homeless,
and you have no fucking idea.
But even regardless, if you do everything with love, you will never ever lose. Ever. It's not possible.
You know
The
what?
affirmation that I thought of when you asked for affirmations was I am love. I like to affirm that I am love.
What can, like, you're unbreakable, you're untouchable, like, and like, to give out negative energy, you have to have that within yourself. How am I gonna give you $1 if I don't have $1?
Okay,
so,
yes.
That's a fact.
So, yo, that's crazy because like.
Love. Yes, go ahead.
No, finish that thought, please.
Just radiate love, and like that's all your world will ever be is love.
I think what I'm getting from this conversation, and shout out to everybody that had something to say and collectively coming to their reasoning and collectively coming to everybody in this room reasoning. I think my reasoning is to understand what your cup is full of, and understand that you can only spill when the cup is full, and that comes with the fact that if my cup is full of love, yes, I am able to be loved because I love myself. And to really do that authentically to yourself and feel joy and love within that is to understand that if I don't feel love, I can't really give love in the sense that is true to me. That don't mean that you cannot give love. There's different ways to give love. But to give love in a way that brings you abundance, that brings you that joy that's just, yes, I love doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's to understand that, yes, my cup is full of love. And what you're receiving from me has no expectation from me for you to give me something back.
The love you give is
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Type shit like that. Type shit like that. And yeah, word. And thank you for actually bringing that thought to me, because word.
We all the thought.
We all the thought.
That's fine.
I'm trying to catch up with y'all. I'm like, page 93 though. Cause it's like, let my pops tell it. I need to be present to be accounted for. Don't take life for granted. Stay positive and great things shall come. Resentment on the game I never got. Feel like big boy out of Spodie, Odie, Dopalicious. On some sweeter than a bowl of candy in.
Come on, man.
I'll be wanting to tell baby girl that I got her. But I'm scared of the commitment. Or scared of the responsibility. Maybe I'll love her till I get her where afterwards it means nothing. Shit, I could be under lotion in a washcloth. I know I'll be icy. I just might do it. Do the damn thing. My fault. I'm on my Master P. I'm body. My soul was written in a scroll. Don't mean it was told. My spirit is gifted. I'm uplifted. You off some skunk that got you tripping. Niggas simping, whipped and whimpering. I was just giving a sign. See, I know it was time. High hater, by hater ain't 2005. But the envious gon' seek your eye. Them niggas is swan. I'm just giving cold game wrapped in a lexicon. The game came from family mistakes. The failures was lessons. Talking on the blessings, positivity ain't question. Great-gramps committed suicide up on the island. Grandpa's was alcoholic, never met him, was astonished. At family traits, don't want to accept, talk about the trauma. My mama sit there yawning, has the nerve to talk behind the backs of people laughing, asked if faking, she said kinda. Well, actually said yes. Makes sense how faking smiles and holding sense creates resent. Man, I was depressed. I ain't express, ain't wanna press. I seen the frame before. You say you less, they treat you less. And I'm more now. Like I said, I'm here to do the damn thing. Draw sputter is out what I utter. Word to guns and butter, the hour rushed us. For they squeal high pitch like Tucker. I pitch and I tuck. Aloof in my nature, you ain't gonna know nothing. But all in a while I smile, cause I'm the golden child. Over and out, it took them niggas a while to finally get the frame to the picture. It ain't about the skrilla. It's about what I'm about to pass to my seed. Balance, battalion, concise lucidity. Be clear where you standing and move straight to the point. Only move with a purpose, be in your hands and your joints. Always peep the game, you got 2 ears, there's less to say. Easy come, easy go, your reps alive for the day. Integrity, firm your values, take them to the grave. And if it comes to it, run through a motherfucker face, I'm sorry. Mama, I had to do it. I'm something like a vessel, sort of like a conduit. And these nights get lonely on that convict music, but all good things take time. Did you catch that by Akon? Well, if you didn't, it's gonna take you all night. What goes over your head gonna hit the ground where you strike. Breathe. Hit the ground running. Might just change your whole life. Like the one human that brought so much light. I'm just resentful at the game I was never given. In all honesty, all I had to do was ask a question. But wisdom, I am it if I say I am. I'm just worrying on the lessons I'ma pass to my kids. As I think about killing my inner child, but the enthusiasm I must keep alive, always. Getting wrapped in a lexicon, or raps in a spiral. But I ain't shit, if I let you tell it.
Nigga's a fucking genius,
The time is 1:11.
1:11, hey, that's crazy. Got a few more poems.
Damn, bro. How long you took you to write this, bro?
This was like maybe 3
Andrew,
years of journals
before
and
you
shit.
continue, I just want to say thank you for having me and having everybody here, but I do have to go and travel for a drive. I enjoyed everybody's presence here, and I will be seeing everybody soon again. I hope I'm in contact with Andrew so we can do this again in a space in Jersey. So I hope I see everybody there. Good night, everybody. Get home safe.
Good night. Thank you for coming out.
Have a good night, y'all.
Good night, guys. Get home safe, everybody.
We got 3 more poems, and then we just go on tie it all together. One more time for crowd participation. I appreciate y'all for making that happen.
One more time for the writer, though.
Hey. Thank you. So page 107. Let's just hold on to a vision real quick. Window high ceiling. Sunken living room floor. Walk up the steps for refreshments. Yes, I'm the host, but I'm getting. Crescent showed me love. Pink amber sky holds all my dreams and wishes, and a blessing forgotten is a curse. So says say so. I wake up next to you to find booger in your eye. A kiss of stink breath and what you spoke in your dream, but never said, but always hold on to. The memory as a flicker with strong standing. First love and love forever, but love always. I feel like sometimes when I smile, my eye be bugging. Like open socket. Lunge forward, spot I actually passed that back on my bullshit. My room is messy and my bed made a flotation in my mom, but above with my higher self. At least Dreamcast is Sky that's casted. Thank you. Thank you. That shit. On page 116. Isn't it attainable? Can you taste it, feel it, touch it, sense it, smell it, see it, be in it, become it? Isn't it euphoric in nature? Isn't it everything you ever could come to terms with? I can become glory itself, upliftment itself, wealth itself, all itself. Smile at people and be mindful of the stories they tell, even if they don't want or know to tell it. Colors. Today I will pray, manifest through visions of positive, uplifting gratitude. On page 123. 123. Fuck image, fuck you talking about privilege. Some people don't got a cot to sleep with a blanket. Be thankful. And don't you ask me about my politics. You a goofy thinking voting gonna be solving shit. I popped the solving off the cat wise as Solomon. Sometimes I think I see him in my eyes. Where's Sheba? Have you seen her? Is her reflection our demise? Did you live as truly God, or to an idea did you die? Planetarian, ain't shit scary in these times. Just matters coming to the light, no, it started in the darkness. Uncovering of the sun, the covenant soon come. Elder scroll of tablets, what's the speaking of the tongues like lizards? Not Latino or Hispanic, colonized cooked gizzards and chitlins. I was up there on the circuit, tripping Babylon and Timbuktu, laughing at the circus. They call that shit payaso. Miley Prophet off Black Image came as quickly as she gone though. Is she in Montana with the Gatlin's nines like Rondo 3D printed? But dimensional is lifted, I'm out where the good is getting. But catch me at the range is a vein to want rovers, push cane like Cobra, shoot 16s like sofa. But I'm hospital, I'm making space of living like sofas. Why they love me like Sosa, but I don't like you like Sosa. We too different. I'm starved, not lingo, not gringo. Maybe regal and majestic, I got royal in my genome. She question why I'm serious. She don't know how I mingle warriors in my spirit. Taino soul was the bingo.
Warrior is
What page
in my
is this?
spirit.
That was 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
I think that was my favorite.
And on 133, one more time, we just give gratitude to the guidance of our spirit teams. You know, and as we close it out, I'm grateful for us all to come to this majestic Wheel of Innerstanding, like, and sharing these ideas. But don't worship any teachers. Just hear their teachings. Page 133. Master the arm, leg, and arm, head. God never dies. Why our leaders is all dead. Never put faith in man, mere mortal. The sigils, that's a sign from God, opens portals. Saw a rainbow in the clouds, the mudra for the hands. It'll be a minute waiting for you to decide who I am. I've been asked this cause like, how will you ever know? True love when it smacks you in your face. On another note, or the devil when it sings in your ear. Another quote, never seeing the sunshine be addiction on first times. I'm not perfect. Transmute afflictions and then rise. Who will I see when I pass the beyond? Well, I already am. Meditation made me crystalline, more defined. More kami than hami-ha, more sublime, more aligned, abracadabra, so it's been said. Words of art, feel the post in the crown of your head.
Yo. He's like,
I just do this.
It's all of this. This shit ain't hard. Turn the flashlight on in your phone and inspect it. Glitters, shimmers, divine reflections. Let Lilith tell it she was of those bombs. She heard it through Adam's bombs and Eve's, mitochondria. Drea, what are genes of our genealogy? Francis Cress Wilson, you know where you bout to be? The B-I-B-L-E, you thought it was he. The 666, this was unlocking me. And you think it's something that's devilish, couldn't even relish it. Never embellish, not even telling it, spoke prosper. But Pete, yeah, we need food for the Father. We need food for the thoughts of God. Oh, that too. Yeah, I am the Father. How I'm going to argue with sheep? Ain't even at my steps. That be talking from their face about the side of their neck. People big bulge in their eye and a hunch in their chest. The flesh of magic witches has many forms. But I'm light, only working for God. No devil horns. Only thing that pop be my back and my wings. Protect, keep the house intact. For what God brings is a love so divine. The harmony the devil sings will be off pitch. And all hex is broke. no hell loose. The red or blue, your life is for you to choose. Got all I want to need, but all man has is a choice. The whispers that be inside. Do you hear the voice of your inner child going back to the past will bring the future? Won't influence, but tell me what suits you. Past 33, will you see yourself be master? 22, the duality's lost in the casket. Single resting place, only left to do is to rise. Will you activate the deity fractals that's inside? Has it activated? Do you see it in your eyes? It holds a crystal lens. It all come back to God. All's left to be said is to break out of the cycle. Step out the box, roll off the copper wiring the ancestors gave. Sacrifice from their vine. But off the tree falls things not too far from the vines. Them. I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of saying I tried it. Do I really want to do it? Move beyond my image. I surrender to the divine. It guides my soul and spirit. I don't know how to end it, and maybe it never does. I let go and saw me float to the above.
Man, you got us in silence, bro.
On page 161. Affirm for what I am. On 162. Anomalous. Deviating from what is standard, normal, or expected. A man's beauty is in their vigor. Physical strength and good health, effort, energy, and enthusiasm. Demurely. Modest and reserved in manner or behavior. Implacable. Unable to be placated, relentless, unstoppable. Gleaming. Reflecting light, typically cause very clean or polished. Maverick. An unorthodox or independent-minded person. We give gratitude to James Baldwin. On page 254 of Another Country, he wrote, "This quality involves a sense of the self so profound and so powerful that it does not so much leap barriers as reduce them to atoms while still leaving them standing, modestly where they were. And this sense is private, unknowable, not to be articulated, having literally to do with something else. It transforms and lays waste and gives life and kills. Love who you actually are more than who you love in the mirror. Droplets, tingles. Love who you know you are. You won't need a mirror. I did what I saw in my mom. Just another character's expression, but it's all in the genuinity of the energy. I know in God, and that the words will speak themselves out before silence. Silence is observation, which I know in. And that I exist in the world regardless. I know I am beautiful. Let's all say that.
I know I am beautiful.
I know of the collective consciousness and the purification of energy. I know I am master spirit, and that I have in hand my spirit being masterful. On page 167. So on page 166, we see, I live in a world of abundance. Let's all say it. I live in a world of abundance. From 167, we're going to turn one page and 2 pages. How majestic is this wheel of understanding? Thank y'all. So, DJ Eno about to close it out for us with the green shirt back there. Man, gratitude for y'all. Like that. One more time, crowd participation. This one. Oh, I did that one. Yeah. You like a boss? Yeah, I'm sorry. Nah, I think.
Can we give a huge shout out just to Angie for putting it all together?
Word so. Nah, this was greater than I could like picture. Like y'all was participating, y'all was discussing. We had the food, we had the sipping, and now we about to have a dance. So feel free to smoke up, drink up. If y'all just put on the thoughts, y'all gotta dip out. You know what I'm saying? We're grateful just for like being majestic with us, and we all majestic. And I got 3 affirmations. I'm dope as fuck. Let's all say it.
I'm dope as fuck.
I know I am beautiful.
I know I am beautiful.
And I live in a world of abundance.
And I live in a world of abundance.
And we bobbing out, right? Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
I just want to say,
Yes.
I'm so proud of you.
Me too. That shit was amazing. Beyond what I expected.
Yeah, bro.
This is such a beautiful energy.
Right here, right side, nice for me, please.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna say something real quick.
Yes,
so,
sir.
I ain't gonna lie, but I've been in PUD with this man since like my freshman year of college. And shit. I've been like, I told this nigga all the time, I'm dead a fan of this nigga, bro. This nigga's crazy. And like, I just like, one thing I've learned, just like looking at your work and everything throughout the years, is just like how fine the pen is and how just like real you've been with yourself, you know, throughout it. And just like, I've been teaching myself that. And I'm trying to get a poetry book out eventually too.
Okay,
like this whole experience that made me like realize like the power of words again. You know what I'm saying? Like, how just like letting out your inner thoughts and letting that shit out, and it's how important and like how that affects other people around you when you don't even realize that shit. So you know, like this was like a really great experience, and I just like, like do it, keep being you, bro. Like, that's really good, bro.
Yes.
Can I ask you? Well, okay. I know you write a lot on your phone.
Yeah.
But I have 2 questions. Do you write on paper too, or is it like?
Yeah, I write on paper too.
Okay. So second question: do you be like crossing out what you say, or you just boom, boom, boom? And does it flow?
Yeah.
Like, how does it flow?
Like, it's been more on the phone just cause like, as soon as I got the thought, just get it off. You know what I'm saying? Get the idea out. I haven't really like sat down and been like, okay, but like now what I'm starting to do is give my life a script, like exactly what I want to see, because it's more powerful when you write it with pen and paper than if you just put it in your phone. So I know that whatever I put on the page, I gotta be the most mindful. So most of it now is on my phone, but like when I'm like, oh yeah, I want to see this, boom, I write that down.
Okay.
Facts.
So I feel like when I go to write a poem, I be crossing out and crossing out and crossing out. Like, I know I could say it better. And I don't know what other people do, and I feel like it would be helpful to me to be like, I mean, yeah, like stay true to yourself. I should, whatever. But like, also, do other people go through that? Like, or I don't know.
That's like your brain trying to be perfect.
No, yeah, it's easier to see the process of other people how they do it, because it's the same questions that you have in the experience. It's just like they approach it differently sometimes, But that's why you gotta talk to people, because like I may do it one way, you may do another, and we may both be doing it like halfway, and you could do it like from, you know what I mean?
Girl, I be writing poetry and now jump from one idea and then be like, oh wait, I need something in the middle of this line, and write a whole paragraph in between. It's just a process, and like, you know what you want to fix and write and how you can say things better, and then you'll write a line later on and be like, oh wait, that reminds me of this line, let me go back and add to it. Okay. So of course crossing things out is completely normal. You're just working towards your
It's just a never ending process.
Yeah. It's like a full circle loop, like in that thought process. Like you sit down with it and you're like, okay, I have this thought process that I'm like releasing, and then in the thought you go into so many like different thought processes, and then you're like, okay, the rows, but somehow they all sort of mesh at some point, even if you're like, oh shit, this part I wrote down here, but actually goes up here, but like you knew that it was coming.
And then you gotta rewrite it all again on the same page, so it looks nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to talk about something like the different age range to you guys, and I'm just really grateful that I can experience seeing you guys talk about this. When I was in your age range, we wasn't talking about this but if you guys ever feel like if I could leave you with something
Can we
that's
see
helped me
you?
a lot.
Okay.
Sorry?
Can we see you?
Oh, sorry.
Pull up.
One thing that's helped me a lot, because I know you guys were having conversations about just be love, right? Just vibrate on a high level when you deal with these people. That could be tough. It's easy to do because we're around it right now. When you go back out there, it's gonna be tough to be like, damn, I just want to like punch this person. you know, and you start beating yourself up like, damn, why can't I be love? I want to be love. And you start saying, I am love, I am love. But you know, if you don't believe it, it's not going to work. So one thing I'm going to say is self-love is important, and the way you can practice that is gratitude. I feel like we overlook gratitude, and gratitude kind of has a negative stigma to it because you hear all the time, oh, just be grateful. And that sounds negative, right? But it's like, no, actually, like, this is dope, right? So there's a lot of people looking for this right now. We found it. Y'all found it. Right? So that's one thing. I would say try to give yourself a test for the next week. Every day find something you can be grateful for. This is one thing right here. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, do your affirmation, say, yo, I'm grateful that I found that space last night. I met these dope ass people. And see how that feels. Like, actually sit with that feeling. Like, yo, that shit was mad dope last night. This book, just talking about this and that, the food, whatever made you feel good, use that feeling again and vibrate off of that. The next day it's gonna kind of wane off, right? Because Wednesday you might not really feel the same. It's kind of like it's been a few days already. But maybe Tuesday you had a great conversation with an old friend. Or maybe you found $5. Find something small. Like, don't make it like, oh, I'm grateful that I'm alive. Because we should be grateful that we're alive, but you're not gonna really feel it because you kind of just lying to yourself. You know, so find something you really were grateful for in that moment for the next 7 days. And I guarantee you're gonna see something shift within you inside, and you're gonna start feeling that vibration vibrate higher. And when you come into contact with other people, your parents, someone who's kind of giving you that lower vibration, you can do it with compassion and look at them and just be like, you know, give them love and say, all right, you know, or just say okay. If you feel like, damn, I really want to say this, but I know it's gonna turn to a big ass thing, just say okay. Okay, just nod. Make them feel like they won, and that's it, because you're protecting your peace, and that's self-love right there. You're protecting your peace, that's self-love. So, you know, I just want to leave that with that.
Thank you.